Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna work with peyote and we're gonna make a twist ring. I wanted to support my partner during Rugby 7 and he's Scottish and I wanted to make a Scottish bracelet and peyote seemed a pretty obvious choice and I'm quite happy with the result. Once we do this, next tutorial will be on the twist bracelet and look how gorgeous it is. Isn't it lovely? It takes quite a long time to do the bracelet, so be ready to spend the whole weekend on it. So for this black ring I used black and red Delicas. All the codes and the links will be in the description box. And for thread I used Nymo size B. Today we're gonna work on this turquoise and I used turquoise and silver. Again, codes and links will be in the description box. Then you're gonna need beading needles. This is my go-to needles. They don't bend unless you try to really hard. Then I'm gonna use Nymo size B white color. So I'm gonna thread my needle with 2 yards or 2 meters and meet you here. And I forgot to mention you're gonna need your stopper bead. So I'm just gonna use any bead that's different color, and I tend to use different size as well. So you know it's not part of your project and then you're gonna remove it later. So I'm gonna take my stop bead. I'm gonna take it almost to the end. I'm just gonna leave a bit that I can sew in later. Just make one loop later. With peyote stitch, one loop is quite enough. So that's plenty. We're gonna start with a bit of a band here. It's 8 beads wide, so I'm gonna pick up 8 my main color beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just to make sure. Okay, 8 beads. I'm gonna take it all the way to the end and just start my peyote stitch. I'm gonna pick up 1 bead, skip the first bead, and then go through the next bead. So that's the first bead of the 3rd row. I'm gonna pick up 1 more bead, see where my thread is coming out of. I'm gonna skip 1 bead and pick up the next bead. Then when I remove my fingers, you'll see our peyote stitch is sort of coming into shape now. I'm gonna pick up 1 more bead, see where my thread is coming out, skip 1 bead, and then pick up the next one. You can see our 3rd row is sort of getting into shape. Pick up 1 bead, skip the next bead, see where my thread is coming out of, always skip the next bead, and then we pick up the last bead. Just make sure you don't go through the stop bead. That's our 3 rows done. So I'm just gonna flip it over, pick up 1 bead, and now from now on it's very easy. When I pick up the beads, I don't even have to count. I just go through the beads that are sticking out. So see the first bead that's sticking out. That's our beginning of the 4th row now. Pick up 1 bead, go through the next bead that's sticking out. Pick up 1 bead, go through the next bead that's sticking out. Pick up 1 bead and go through the last bead that's sticking out. And now I'm gonna pull my thread from both sides and you'll see, look, our peyote stitch is taking shape. So I'm gonna probably I'll do 3 more and then we're gonna start on that twist part. Pick up 1 bead, go through the sticky point, pick up 1 bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up 1 bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up 1 bead and go through the next sticky point. Now I want to make sure I pull my thread so all the beads are nice and tight in their own place. Look. getting into shape. So I'm gonna flip it over and then continue. Pick up one bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point. One bead, go through the sticky point. One bead, go through the sticky point. Pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point. Pick up one bead and go through the last one. And I think this is enough to hold on to. Flip it over. We are adding a bead of the outer side. So I'm going to pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point. That has to be silver. One silver bead and go through the sticky point. So now I came out from the second sticky point. I'm just going to flip it over. Pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one silver bead, go through the sticky point, flip it over. I'm gonna pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one silver bead, go through the sticky point, and just make sure when you pull your work, you hold all the beads in place. Flip it over, pick up one turquoise bead, go through the silver sticky point, pick up one silver bead, go through the turquoise sticky point. And now I want you to continue doing that all the way up until you have 21 rows. And how to count that, it's very easy. I'll show you on this ring. Just count all the beads that are silver or whichever color you're using as the inside. So if I count here, it will be 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So go ahead, finish those 21 rows all together, and then we're going to continue from there. So I went ahead, finished my 21 rows. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So when you have 21 rows, your thread will be inwards. We have to get our thread to the beginning here to add this identical row like this one. You go down the neighbor one, see? Just pull your thread in place. So I'm coming out of this second bead now on the inside. So I'm gonna go up the neighbor bead. Just gonna pull my thread in place. Now I'm gonna go down the neighbor bead. I'm gonna go up the next bead. So basically we are going down the rows and hiding our thread between the beads. I'm gonna go down the next bead. Go up the next bead. Go go down the next bead, go up the next bead, go down the next bead, and then we are almost there. The last bead, we go out and just pull my thread in place so no threads are showing. And now see where my thread is coming out of? I'm gonna pick up one turquoise, go through the next sticky point here, pick up one silver, go through the next sticky point, that's how it looks now. Flip it over, I can just bend that strip down. I'm gonna pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point, pick up one silver bead, and go through the next sticky point, but I have to make sure I don't go through that strip there. I have to go through only this bead here. Flip it over, pick up one turquoise bead, pick up one silver, go through the sticky point, and just continue this peyote of 4 until you have exact same length as the first one. I have 21 rows on both strips, look. It's just 2 strips. And now we're gonna twist one on top of each other, look. You just take one, go on top of another one. Now here, I took the bottom one, took it up like this. It doesn't really matter. So I'm just gonna twist it like this, hold it in place like that. And look, my thread, I'm just gonna flip it over. I like my thread going upwards. I'm gonna zoom in a bit. I'm gonna go through those beads and they have to be coming out of this bead here. So see my thread is down. I'm gonna go through this bead, through the turquoise bead. I'm gonna go through the silver bead here. See? I'm gonna go through this upper silver bead. And then I'm gonna go through the last turquoise bead here. I just connected the 2 strips together so my thread is coming out at one end. I'm just gonna pull my thread now. I'm gonna flip it over. If you can see, it's already attached. And what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna continue a simple peyote stitch with the main color. I'm gonna pick up my needle, pick up one turquoise bead, go through the sticky point, which is silver here. I'm gonna pick up turquoise bead. We don't need the silver anymore. We just use the main color again. I'm gonna go through the next sticky point. I'm gonna pick up one bead. And now here, it might be a bit tricky, but all you do is just go through the next sticky point here. See? And I'm gonna pick up one bead and go through the last sticky point. Flip it over. I'm just gonna make sure it's all nice and tight. And then I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, go through the next sticky point, pick up one bead, Go through the next sticky point. Flip it over. Pick up one bead. Go through the sticky point. Pick up one bead. Go through the next sticky point. Pick up one bead. Go through the next sticky point. Pick up one bead and go through the last sticky point. And now, if you see, you have that top ready, the focal of your ring. All you do is just continue peyote stitch until you have enough of rows to cover your finger. This one I made for this finger here, and then this one I want to make for the middle one. So I'm just gonna continue until if I put it on my finger, I will have enough to cover the whole length. So get it all done and I'll see you here to connect the ends. Now I have the required length for my finger. If I put it around my finger and if I press it together, if you can see, the length is almost there. But if you notice, both of my threads are coming out on one side, and that's not gonna work because we should be able to zip up the sides. And if I take it now and hold it together, look what happens. It's opposing, so it doesn't work. So my threads, tail and the thread that's coming out have to be coming out on the opposite sides. And by the way, before we continue, I want to explain you something. I found the cuff. I tried to make the bracelet with one strip. It doesn't hold straight like this. Look, even here on the ring, if you notice, when you are doing it keeps on coming like this. If you want to do the twist bracelet, like a thin bracelet with only 2 rows like this, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be coming apart like this. For ring, it's fine because what we're gonna do, we're just gonna connect it and it's gonna stay in place. But for the bracelet, imagine all this. It's gonna be, you know, rolling and it will look like a spiral and it's not gonna be nice. But here, because I made 3 different strips and connected them between each other, it kind of stays in place. See? It's quite straight. So in the next tutorial, we're gonna make a matching cuff for this ring. This is the one. So stay tuned. So now I'm gonna add one more row here to make sure my threads are coming out on the opposite sides. I'm just gonna add one row. Take a bead, go through the sticky point. The sun is out now. Bead through the sticky point and the last bead. And now, if I hold the ends together, look what happens. See, it kind of straight away falls in together. So I'm just gonna hold it like this. See my thread, it's coming out on the last bead. I'm gonna go through the neighbor bead on this one, the same last bead. I'm gonna pull my thread. All I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna zip it up together. And now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue threading my needle through those sticky points on each side. So I came out here, I'm gonna go through this one. It's basically like a tying corset. See where I came out? I'm gonna go through the next bit on this side. And if I pull my thread, oh yeah, let's see what happens. I'm gonna pull my thread and look, it's zipping up. But I'm not gonna do that now. I still have to continue. See where my thread is coming out of? It's a bit hard to show on the camera. But I'm gonna see. It's coming out here. I'm gonna go through the next bit here. Then I'm gonna go through the next bit here. The opposite side. And the last one. And now, look at the magic. This is my favorite part. If I pull my thread, look, beautiful, isn't it? I love this process. And now all I have to do is just tie off the ends. But here I have to make sure, see these two beads here, they are not connected yet. So I'm gonna go ahead, take my thread through there and disconnect it. And I'm just gonna take my thread through a couple beads. And now I can tie one knot. See what? You don't see the threads, but there are threads between each bead there. So I'm just gonna go with my needle. Look, if you see that strip, like a dark strip on my needle, that's the thread there. So I'm gonna pull my needle, leave a small loop, take my needle through, and then pull it. And then it will disappear there in between the beads. And now I'm just gonna take my needle away from that knot so it doesn't come off, so it doesn't come apart when I wear my ring. Then, see where it keep coming out? I'm gonna go down the neighbor bead. And then I'm gonna take my scissors and remove the thread. And here on the tail, remove the stopper bead, thread your needle, and do exactly the same thing that we did with the other thread. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please make sure to subscribe and like, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Or if you want to join the group of beaders that do lots of my tutorials, please join my Kara's Beaders Facebook group. All the links will be in the description box. See you in the next one. Bye bye.